I want to show you my Stripe balance. Not the one from last week, but the one from my first attempt at this. $12.87. That's what I made in a month. After fees, I had actually lost money. That feeling, the slow sinking realization that you've been completely played by the hype, is where this story really begins. Because without that failure, I never would have found the system that made this $2,147. Last week, my first attempt was an Etsy store. The product was epic fantasy art prompts. I spent hours crafting prompts so detailed they were practically short stories, tweaking every parameter. I designed the little product images in Canva, picking the perfect fonts, and I launched the store, absolutely convinced this was my ticket. I'd refresh the page day after day, waiting for the sales to pour in. The result was 4 sales. 4. After all of Etsy's fees, my Stripe balance was negative. I was just one of 10,000 people selling the exact same dream. You're shouting into a hurricane of competition, and in that moment, I almost quit. I thought the entire idea of how to use AI for passive income was a lie, a lottery ticket for a few lucky artists who went viral. I felt like a fool who had bought into the hype and gotten burned. The frustration was so real, I closed the laptop, walked away, and didn't even open Midjourney for a week. I was done. The problem wasn't the AI. The problem was that I was in a race to the bottom. I was selling a fun, nice-to-have product to other consumers. It's a market where everyone is competing on price, fighting for pocket change. It's like trying to sell bottled water during a rainstorm. Sure, someone might buy one, but you're surrounded by a free, abundant alternative. That $12 failure felt like a dead end, but the mistake wasn't the tool, it was who I was selling to, and that realization changed everything. I sat back from my computer, just staring at that blinking cursor. I was completely frustrated. I was done trying to be a creative genius, done trying to find the next viral, cool AI idea. I just wanted to find a real problem. So instead of searching for more artistic inspiration, I typed a completely different question into the search bar. What problems do local businesses have? And the results that came back were boring, beautifully, wonderfully boring. Getting more customer reviews, posting consistently on social media, making flyers for a local event. There was no flash, no sci-fi, just a list of simple, nagging problems that real businesses face every single day, and that's when the light bulb went on. This is the foundation for how to use AI to make passive income. You stop chasing trends and start solving these wonderfully boring problems. I put 2 images side by side on my screen. On the left, one of the epic sci-fi nights from my failed Etsy store, a product for a hobbyist, a dreamer, with maybe $5 to spend. And on the right, I mocked up a simple graphic. It just said, 5 social media posts for local roofers. That's it. That was the entire shift. I was going from selling B2C entertainment to B2B utility. Forget trying to sell to thousands of other creators and hobbyists. I could sell to dentists, to plumbers, to roofers, people who aren't tech savvy, who don't have time to learn AI, but who have real budgets and an urgent need to find more customers. The demand is constant and the competition is almost zero because everyone else is still busy trying to sell sci-fi nights. But that raises the terrifying question, if not sci-fi nights, then what? You're staring at a blank page, worried you'll spend weeks building something for the wrong audience and end up right back at $12.87. This is where most people get paralyzed. They wait for a perfect idea to strike them like lightning. But we're not going to wait. We're going to build an engine. I open a clean, fresh ChatGPT window. This is the exact prompt I use to find gold mines, and you can copy it word for word. I type, generate 20 boring local business niches and 5 digital product ideas for each. Then I hit enter. And just watch. In seconds, a list starts to pour out. It's not just a list of ideas, it's a map of opportunities. And I scroll through, looking at it with a new set of eyes. My brain is running a simple filter. Let's see. Plumbers. Good, high-ticket jobs. Dog walkers? Maybe, but it feels a little saturated, lower-value clients. Landscapers? Interesting. And then I see it. Roofers. Perfect. Let me know in the comments, out of that list, plumbers, dog walkers, landscapers, which one would you have picked? I'm curious to see where your instincts would take you. Why roofers? The filter is simple. 1. They are high-ticket clients. One new roof is worth thousands of dollars, so a $50 marketing kit is an impulse buy. 2. They're generally not tech savvy. They're experts at their craft, not at creating Instagram carousels. And 3. They always need to show off their work to get the next job. This is the perfect intersection. They have a burning problem, they have the budget to solve it, and they don't have the time or skill to solve it themselves. This is the leverage. That single prompt just did the work of a $5,000 market research report. It took 30 seconds and cost me pennies. You now have a full-time business strategist on your team that you don't have to pay. And this is why 74% of solopreneurs have already adopted AI tools. It's not just about saving time. 91% report it reduces their administrative work, letting them scale without hiring anyone. You're no longer the person who needs to come up with a brilliant idea. You're now the person who directs a machine that generates endless ideas. Your only job is to pick the winner. So you've picked one. Roofers, social media starter kit. The idea is perfect. And then the voice in your head starts screaming, I'm not a designer, I'm not a writer, I can't create a professional quality product that a real business would actually pay for. This feeling of not being a creator is the single biggest reason people quit before they even start. But what I'm about to show you isn't about being a creator, it's about being a producer. I open Midjourney. This isn't a design tool, it's a product factory. I need 5 professional images for a roofer's social media kit. So I type in the prompt, /imagine prompt : high quality photo of a new asphalt shingle roof on a suburban home, sunny day, clean gutters, professional and trustworthy -R16:9 -V7. I hit enter, and in less than 60 seconds, 4 options appear. I look at the first one and I let out a breath. Look at that. It's perfect. It's not just a picture, it's a feeling. It feels reliable. It feels like quality. A professional photographer would charge hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars for a shoot to get this one image. We just got it for pennies. But an image is only half the product. Now we need the words. I switch over to a new ChatGPT window. I don't need to be a marketing genius. I just need to be a good director. I give it a simple instruction. Write 5 Instagram captions for a roofing company using an image of a brand new, high-quality roof on a family home. It generates 5 options instantly, each one focused on a different angle: safety, curb appeal, durability. I copy the best one, switch to a simple Canva template, drop in the Midjourney image, and paste the text. And there it is. 1 down, 4 to go. In 15 minutes, we have a complete, professional, $49 product ready to sell. If you're getting value from this breakdown, make sure you're subscribed. We go deep on one of these systems every single week, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. This is the moment everything changes. A year ago, creating just one of these social media posts would have required a professional photographer, a copywriter, and a graphic designer. It would have cost hundreds of dollars and taken days of coordination. Today, it takes 1 person, 2 subscriptions, and 15 minutes. That's what they mean by leverage. Your skill isn't in holding the paintbrush, it's in telling the AI what to paint. Your value isn't in writing the perfect sentence, it's in knowing which problem the sentence needs to solve. You're a producer, directing a factory that never sleeps. Having a finished product isn't a passive business. If you have to wake up every morning, check your emails, and manually send that file to every person who bought it, you haven't built an income stream, you've just built a new, low-paying job. This is the trap where the dream of passive income dies. The next step is how we avoid that trap forever, and it's what separates the hustlers from the business owners. This is the part that scares people, because it feels complicated. You think you need to build a website, figure out how to process credit cards, and handle customer data securely. That world is complex. But we're not going to build any of that. We're going to assemble it. First, the storefront. I use a tool called Gumroad. It's the fastest, simplest way to go from a finished file to a live product on the internet. You don't build a website, you create a product page in less than 10 minutes. You upload your PDF, the social media kit for roofers, you write a simple description, and you set the price, $49. That's it. Gumroad handles the file hosting, it handles the payment processing, it handles everything. Your store is now live, but the store is just the front door. The real engine, the part that makes this passive, is the automation that happens after someone clicks buy. For this, we use a tool called make.com, and it looks like this. It's a visual canvas where you connect apps like they're Lego bricks. Our automation has just 3 simple steps. First, the trigger, Gumroad. When a new sale happens, it sends out a signal. The second brick is your email. Meg.com catches that signal and instantly sends a welcome email to the customer with the download link to the product. The third brick is a Google Sheet. After the email is sent, Meg adds the customer's name and email to a spreadsheet. Done. That's the entire system. A sale happens, the product is delivered, the customer is recorded. It happens at 3 in the morning on a Sunday while you're on vacation. There's zero human involvement. This isn't a workflow. It's your entire operational team. It's your 24/7 salesperson, your instant delivery driver, and your always-on bookkeeper, all working for you in perfect sync. This is the engine of a one-person automated business, and it costs less than 2 cups of coffee a month. You're not just a creator anymore. You're a systems architect. You've built an asset that works for you, so you don't have to. I use Make.com, but there are other great tools out there like Zapier. What's your go-to automation tool? Share it in the comments. You might help someone else find the perfect fit. So the engine is built, the product is live, the delivery is automated, but an engine with no fuel goes nowhere. This is the part that stops so many people. How do you actually get your first customers? You don't need a huge marketing budget. You just need to be smart and targeted. Here's strategy number 1. Go where the roofers are. Open up Instagram and search for hashtags like your roofing contractor or your local roofer plus your city's name. You'll instantly find dozens of them. Don't just spam them with a sales pitch, engage with their posts, then send a simple direct message. Something like, "Hey, I saw your recent project photos. They look great. I create social media content specifically for roofers to help them get more local clients. Would you be open to seeing a free sample?" You're not selling, you're offering value. Strategy number 2 is even more direct. Go to Google Maps and type in roofers near me. You'll get a list of businesses complete with their websites and phone numbers. Most of them will have a basic contact us email address. Send them a short personalized email, mention a specific project from their website, then offer them your $49 kit. The goal isn't to sell to everyone. The goal is to find the first 5. 5 sales is all you need to prove the model works, and that system is how you get back to this number. The Gumroad dashboard, $2,147. When you see a number like that, it can feel big, it can feel aspirational, maybe even a little out of reach, but I want to show you the simple math behind it because that's where the possibility lives. Let's break it down. $2,147 in a week. That's about $306 a day. Now, our roofer kit sells for $49. So $306 divided by $49 is 6.2. That's it. To make over $100,000 a year, you don't need a viral hit. You don't need 1 million followers. You need to sell 6 of these simple kits a day. And that's with just one product. That's the part nobody talks about. When you have one kit for roofers, and then you build another one for dentists and a third one for plumbers, selling just 6 kits a day across your entire system becomes almost inevitable. You're not relying on one big success. You're building a portfolio of small, reliable income streams that add up. This blueprint is the most direct path I've found for how to use AI to make passive income, because it focuses on solving real problems instead of chasing trends. This is your path, and the window to do this is open right now precisely because most people are still stuck where I was, chasing the saturated, hyper-competitive markets. They're still trying to sell sci-fi art. So here's your first move. Pick one boring business, just one. Use the prompt from this video to build one simple kit tonight. Get your first mover advantage. If this video gave you a clear plan, let me know in the comments which boring business you're going to start with. I read every single one. And on the next episode here on Pragati Kunwer, we're going to look at how one founder used AI to build a service business that landed him a $25,000 client in his first month. You don't want to miss it.